I like them. They're all great questions. I don't know if I can answer 11 of them in one video. I might. Who knows? Maybe by the end of it I will. Hi everybody, today is Wednesday, April 24th. It is day 24 of Plan As You Go, where I show how I use my bullet journal, my Erin Condren, and my power sheets together in tandem for an entire month. I have a very packed full week ahead of me. I finished that project plan I was talking about yesterday, and I realized, holy shit, I basically have to gird my loins and buckle down and get it all done, and oh my god. So this is going to be a little brief, well maybe not super brief, but I'm going to be hustling through the planning today so I can get to the working. You guys left me a bunch of questions yesterday. I will likely not get to all of them, so I think I'll close questions on this video and reopen them on the next video so that I can get through them maybe over the course of two, because I like them. They're all great questions. I don't know if I can answer 11 of them in one video. I might. Who knows? Maybe by the end of it I will. Let's get my power sheets checked in. Simone asked me, does my church have a podcast of the meeting like some other UUs? No. Chances are if we ever did that, and I probably could facilitate that, I'd have to be the one who facilitated it. So yeah, that's not currently, but maybe in the future. Things on the list that I took care of were my habits. And then the other thing besides my habits was cooking with asparagus. As I'm here, Denise asked, my 100-day challenge went off the rails. How's yours going? It's trucking right along. There's been a couple of days where I've caught up on 2 at a time, and I'm hoping that when I go into my trip next week that I will be as caught up as I can be, and then just see what happens. I don't know. It's going okay though so far. So looking at this whole thing, the thing that I want to get done off of this list today is getting my Go Wild presentation at least mapped out. That's on my list for today in my head. All right, looking at my Erin Condren, I did not pick up my dry cleaning yesterday, but they did not let me know that the rest of it was done, so I may grab it today when I pick Katie up after school. Everything else though got done. This got done. Oh, I didn't fold the laundry. That's actually something I did not do because I just wasn't feeling great and I still had some work to do. I actually wound up working last night after the kids had dinner and they were in the shower. That's what kind of a day it was yesterday. There's a process video that needs to get uploaded on YouTube. My kids have early release. Jessie has band practice, which I think I'm going to use as working time. My kids may be able to sit out here and watch a movie and I'll use that time to edit or do something because I have so much work to do. And I got to spend a chunk of today working on this project. The other things on my list that I need to get done today is I need to film. There's another video I need to film for next week, and I have a freelance project I need to wrap up, and like I said, the Go Wild presentation. Stephanie asked me what my go-to supplies are for planning and do I prefer bold or fine pen. I'm actually thinking about making a video with my current go-tos. This is way too big. That is not going to work. I was thinking about making a video with my current go-tos, so if you're interested in that, please let me know in the comments. Not favorites, but like the things I use the most. But generally speaking, if I couldn't, my favorite things to use on a regular basis are my Krissyanne Designs stickers, pretty much all of them, because I love using whatever I need for any occasion. Once More with Love munchkins, specifically music munchkins, but I do prefer a lot of other ones as well. Whatever washi tape. So those are the three sort of washi tape, Krissyanne Designs, and Once More with Love are the three kind of pillars of my planning process, if you will. My favorite pen that's not the one I want. I'm trying to do this and talk. I prefer bold pen lately. I've gone both ways. I've loved fine tipped pens and I've loved bold tip pens, and right now I'm feeling the bold tipped. So that's why I've been loving this Pilot fine liner so much. Shay Arts asked me how the new location for the weather is doing. It's fine. It's actually fine. Maybe it's because I don't have to use it every day. I just have to reference it, as opposed to blood pressure where I was having to fill it in every day over there and I kept forgetting to because it wasn't in my usual spot. So it's working. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it doesn't suck. All right, there is today, I think. Trying to look to see if there's anything else that I'm missing that I haven't put in here yet. Jessica asked me if I ever wished I could combine EC spreads or other planning spreads into one planner. I can't say that I have, maybe, but I'm such a creature of habit. Look at Shay's question about this weather being here. When I moved my blood pressure here, it fucked me up, and I didn't do it as much. I am so just ingrained into my habits that I don't really feel the need to. When I pick something, I like to stick with it. So not really. I can understand some people who do, and that's probably why they like things like happy planners or ring-bound systems where they can change shit out. But for me, that feels kind of transient and just doesn't. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel uncomfortable. So Not really. I think that this is everything that I'm going to have in my Erin Condren for today. I feel like I'm missing something. I seriously feel like there's something I'm forgetting, and I don't know what it is. So we're just going to step away from it. Maybe I'll remember. This is generally what life is like in my head. Amy asked me, why don't you talk more churchy crap? Do a page about churchy crap. Sorry, my family is religious, and I'm loving it, like the whole frosting and eggplant. To be perfectly honest with you, the reason I haven't been talking a lot of churchy crap lately, by the way, I did not take a painkiller last night, and I felt relatively okay. I wasn't feeling great, but I wasn't super derailed, just tired and regular levels of crappiness. The reason I don't talk as much churchy crap as I used to is because I'm not on the board anymore, and I have very specifically pulled back from a lot of my church responsibilities, not because I don't love my church, because I do, and I still go and I still do a lot of stuff there. I need to say no to more stuff. My life is too overwhelming right now, and I am not in a place where church can be my top priority. So I just don't have a lot of shit going on that's churchy as much as usual. When I do, I'm sure I will have more churchy crap to talk about, because I'm sure at some point I will feel more comfortable with taking on more responsibilities there again, much to Jesse's chagrin. So I was doing my pain tracking here. Des asked, do you keep a chronic illness section in any of your planners to keep track of your symptoms, med changes, doctor visits, etc.? I'm trying to develop a system in my planner, but haven't created one that I can stick to, and it's difficult to find examples. No, but that's actually a really good idea. Currently, I just keep all of my post-visit and blood work stuff all in a folder, and I have a folder dedicated to all of my transplant stuff. But I feel like it would be really good to create some sort of a system. I think what I am thinking personally is, if I was going to do that, by the way, today's SpongeBob doodle is Spongy. It's the caveman SpongeBob, whatever. Caveman SpongeBob. I'm thinking if I did something like that, it actually wouldn't be in my planner. It would be in a binder. Maybe not in a ring band, but like an 8.5 by 11 binder, where I could put all of the paperwork I get from the doctor and the transplant center and all those things, but maybe designing some sort of forms or inserts to use for medication changes and doctor's visits, things like that. So if I do develop that and you'd like to see me do a video on that, or if you'd like to see me try and put something like that together and I can do a video on it, let me know in the comments. I think that's a great idea, because my system right now is also kind of all over the place. I would rather have a spot. None of my planners are big enough for me to be able to take all of the paperwork I get and put them in my planners. And I have discovered, for me personally, it's better if everything's in one spot. So I would much rather develop a system to fit the stuff I already get than to make the stuff I already get fit into the system I'm using. I have no idea if that made sense. I have officially entered into the land of I need to squish everything downwards so I have enough to fit for the rest of the month. The lettering for today is clown frogfish. Clown frogfish. NDI Naja, I don't know, Nitty Naja asked, do you think you would ever use a bullet journal with black pages like the new art journal of Blackout journal? I am intrigued by it. I have no idea if I would use one on a regular basis. I'd like to maybe order one and play with it, but I'm not sure if I could handle bullet journaling in one of those for the length of an entire journal. I'm just not sure. Caroline asked, it looks like you, quote, waste quite a bit of washi when you're laying it down, and I was wondering why you always have a straight edge. Unlike my lazy ass, you do it properly. So is there a reason for not laying up that end where you want it to start rather than further along and losing some of the washi? You say that you're lazy. I also am lazy, my dude, and I have found that taking the time to line up the original straight edge, it just annoys me. I really hate doing it, because it takes me forever. You can't really see it very much, but I have a lot of problems with dexterity with my fine motor dexterity from years and years of tendonitis and struggling like that. So I can sometimes really struggle with precise work. And even though that's not super precise, it's precise enough where it can get really frustrating and it annoys the shit out of me. So it's faster to just do it the other way. And I have 8 million kinds of washi tape. So I don't really feel bad losing a few chunks of it every time I use it. I will say, when it gets to one like this, where it's a favorite of mine, I'm getting to the end of it, I will likely not be doing that because I will be like, save every bit of the precious. Somehow I did not get anything checked off, even though I did a lot of work yesterday. What the fuck? Not finished checking everything off on here though. Mariah Ray asked, do you have any advice for a first-time mom to be? That's all. I did get a lot of it done yesterday. I think the biggest advice is that there's going to be a lot of people who have opinions on how you parent, especially when you're a new mom. I'm not saying don't listen to the opinions because there's often valuable advice to be found from people who've been through it already. So listen, but then remember that you also have you know your kid, your baby better than anybody else does, even if you still don't feel like you know them very well because they're so new and you haven't figured them out yet. So listen to other people's advice, but don't feel like you have to be held to it. Go the way you feel you need to go. If they give you shit, fuck them. I can't give you like advice for like equipment and things like that because my kids haven't been babies in a long time, and I've heard about some newfangled shit that people are getting, and I'm like, holy crap, where did that come from? Things change amazingly in 15 years. There's always going to be people who say that their way is the right way. It can be really hard to kind of parse through that. So you do what you need to do to survive the time you have with your baby. Well, I would say to still do your research and talk to your doctor, your pediatrician, whoever that is. At the same time, just don't let other people make you feel bad for the choices you make. It's not really specific advice, I don't think. It's more like conceptual advice. But my mom did that for me. My mom, there were things I did as a new parent that were fucking wacky, and like I really had no business doing them. And my mom was like, you know what? You need to do what you do, and I am here to support you because I love you, and as long as the baby is not in any danger, then you're going to figure it out, and I will be here to love on you for the most part. She did not judge my parenting skills. She did not overly push. She just supported me and was there as a sounding board. I can't say the same for some of the other adults in my life. It's been a long time. I'm in teenager hell right now. I have one last question to answer. It is from Crafting a Plan Life, who said about Patreon. Does the $5 level allow you to participate in the live event you have each week, or is that only for a higher level? Decide which level to register for. Depending on which one you're talking about, the Facebook lives I do fairly often, not every week, but most weeks, that's all patrons. The hangouts that I do once a week are for the $15 and up patrons. Those ones are weekly, unless I'm traveling, then we skip one usually if I can't fit it in. But generally speaking, we do one of those every single week, and we do one right before every live plan with me. So yeah, that's I hope that answered your question. This is my list. I put 3 hours here because I need to spend that much time working on this project today. The list, again, it's one of those short lists that within that list is actually a lot of work, so I'm hopefully going to survive it. I hope that this was helpful, and I would love to know in the comments below for those of you who are parents, if you have any tips for new moms in the comments. Plus, I also would love to hear from you about the other video ideas I talked about throughout this video. And I just want to hear how you're doing. Just tell me something in the comments. It doesn't have to be any of these things. Just tell me something good in the comments. You can tell I wasn't thinking very hard about this. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in tomorrow's Plan As You Go video.